The governor says that Medicaid expansion won't cost the state anything. But Senate leader Phil Berger says there's no such thing as free money. Someone always has to pay.
We need to expand Medicaid in North Carolina.
The governor brings up Medicaid expansion every chance he gets, such as today's stop in Greensboro. He says it would provide coverage to more than 500,000 North Carolinians, create thousands of jobs, and not cost taxpayers a dime.
And we're talking federal tax money that we're paying to Washington right now that's insuring people in other states, but not North Carolina.
Senate leader Phil Berger says the latest expansion plan is nothing more than a tax on the private insurance market that consumers will eventually have to pay. Right now, federal government covers 90% of Medicaid expansion. Governor Cooper supports a plan whereby hospitals and healthcare providers cover the other 10%.
There is bipartisan support for this. A lot of Republicans and Democrats understand that even if you don't think it's the right thing to do morally, it is the right thing to do economically.
I was actually asked when I came down here to spend a lot of time on Medicaid.
Among the Republicans supporting Medicaid expansion, Senator Donnie Lamberth of Forsyth County. During our 2018 commitment coverage last fall, Lamberth explained his support.
We filed Carolina Cares against the conservative leadership here, against the Senate conservative leadership, because we thought it was the right thing to do.
Lamberth's bill, Carolina Cares, includes the provisions for hospitals and health care providers to cover the 10% not covered by the federal government. Provisions opposed by Senate Leader Berger. That bill died without a vote. But with a new year, Governor Cooper has new hope. Do you think, though, there'll actually be a vote?
I hope so, and I hope that it will pass the House first. I think we have a stiffer climb in the Senate, but there are a number of senators who are interested in this as well, so this will be a priority for our administration.
Another reason why some Republicans oppose expansion, they say that many of those who would benefit are able-bodied working-age adults. 37 states have now expanded Medicaid. In Greensboro, I'm Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.
Thank you, Bill. The city of Greensboro is hosting the NCAA Division III National Swimming and Diving Championships a little bit later this month. But a team from New York State will have to commute more than an hour from Virginia because of a ban by New York's governor. State schools there are not allowed to spend money to travel to North Carolina. This comes in the aftermath of the so-called bathroom bill, HB 2, 2 years ago. Alumni got together and raised enough money to pay for their hotel, but the New York governor's office says it doesn't matter who's footing the bill. Parents are frustrated. Alumni say the students are still holding their heads high.
They have the best attitude about it, and I really wish some adults would take that from them. They're taking it head on, and they're just seeing it as another challenge that they have to get by.
Alumni who've made donations to a GoFundMe account on behalf of these athletes will be refunded. Let's check traffic right now. A live look I-40 Peters Creek Parkway at this hour. No crashes reported in this area, but a little bit of slow and go, in particular on the left-hand side of the screen. Those are the eastbound lanes. Some health news when we return, and new measles outbreaks, even more of them, where health experts are now tracking this contagious virus and what they're doing to protect everyone. Plus, saved by something most of us wear several times a week. One man shares his incredible story of how his jeans likely kept him afloat. But first, a look at how stocks finished this Tuesday on Wall Street. A former paramedic is marking a landmark anniversary. 20 years ago, Matthew Scott was the nation's first successful hand transplant recipient. He went back to Jewish Hospital in Kentucky to celebrate his anniversary today. Scott had lost his hand at age 24 when a firework exploded in it. The team originally told him it would be a home run if Scott made it a year and a game changer if he made it 2. The nearly 15-hour transplant changed his life.
Tying my shoes, opening a door, clapping when one of my sons did something that I was proud of.
140 people around the world have had similar surgeries in the last 2 decades. Well, you'll soon be able to assess your risk for developing type 2 diabetes at home. 23andMe says its personal DNA test kit will include data on a user's genetic risk for diabetes. DNA won't and doesn't give the whole picture because lifestyle factors also play a huge role. But outside experts say it could prompt patients to potentially see a doctor if they realize they are already at risk. 911i, we're going to look at how this new technology is helping dispatchers during the most tense emergency situations.
You look at the skies out there today. That is Stewart, Virginia, where we had lots of sunshine. We have got clouds that are back in the forecast, as well as rain. I'll let you know if it will affect your weekend coming up.
What happens after you call 911 could change, all thanks to the camera on your smartphone. One police department up in New Jersey is the first in the nation to test a new system that gives dispatchers real-time images from exactly where the call is originating. Ted Greenberg gives us a look at what this program is all about and how it works.
When an emergency call comes in,
Manchester Police 522.
Damiano Del Pino no longer has to rely solely on his ears to interpret what's happening on the other end of the phone.
I think it's a great way to allow us to have eyes on a situation.
That insight to help Manchester Township Police dispatchers quickly make more informed decisions made possible by 911i, a new system that streams live video from a caller's smartphone right into the communications center.
This is going to fundamentally change the way police respond to calls.
After months of testing by other agencies, the police department is the first paying customer in the nation to deploy the system.
So it is groundbreaking.
It's already in use in the UK. There's no app to download. Dispatchers just send a link in a text message. The caller then grants access to their phone's camera, providing immediate images and, if enabled, their location as well.
It gives us real-time information to feed to our officers, our EMTs, our paramedics, our firefighters as they're getting to a scene.
Whatever services are needed, they can get that rolling in an exponential manner. I mean, this is an opportunity for us to better serve our community.
The video is kept on a secure server and can be used as potential evidence. Officials say drug forfeiture money covered the cost of 911i, less than $10,000.
We're happy to be on the forefront of it.
Technology giving dispatchers a critical view when seconds and lives are on the line.
Now, the system is designed to protect privacy. The link is only good one time, and police will not have continued access to your phone after that initial entry. Well, interesting landmark today. We're now 500 days away from the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, and to mark the occasion, stamps celebrating next year's Tokyo Olympics and Paralympic Games are now on sale. The stamps feature the Olympic and Paralympic mascots as well as the new Olympic Stadium. 1 million sheets of 10 stamps are now available for about $8 a piece. That includes a $1 donation toward preparations. A man survived hours lost at sea off the coast of New Zealand.